This is the spot list I already created earlier. I copy the sequence, so I have the entire sequence, including the garbage and everything I selected. I still have this, and then with the copy one, I just go on and I'm gonna make an edit of this. Because this is just an example, I will do it with this. So in my copied sequence, I just remove all the garbage, and I go from there. And to make things not too complicated, I think what we can do is we just put all the selected footage in the order they are shot, and go from there. And I already have some music that I wanna use, and that is the church bell celebration. This is from the YouTube free to use music. They make this available for creators, so you can just use it and put it in your video clip. And I used this already in the previous video where I showed how I shot the footage, but it's a nice piece of music, and I can use it for this one as well. So let's have a listen to this music. So it starts with single bells, and then it becomes more intense and intense, and then you got a whole bunch of things going on. Let me see what we already did. I have already zoomed in into this shot, and let's have a look at the transition over here, because when we stitch these two together, this is what you get, and that's not a nice transition, of course. So first what I'm gonna do is I have to straighten the horizon in this shot. So we're gonna start with that, and to do that I toggle the animation for the rotation, the scale, and the position. And I'm gonna put the horizontal line over here, and this horizontal line, it's just a title that I made. Alright, so we'll have to rotate. It's 0.5 or something, a little bit more, maybe 1. I think 1 is good. We have to do this at the beginning of the footage as well, and over here it might just be 0. Okay, so the horizontal line is good here, and now we're gonna look at this transition. I think if I just cut a little bit off from this footage, I think the transition might already be a little bit better. Then if I'm gonna scale this up a little bit, maybe 55%, and then move this upward, then the transition, Let's just see what happens if we do it like this. And you think, I know that you're thinking like, what are you doing? I know that you're thinking like that. First, I'm gonna select the point. Where the camera starts moving to the right over here, like this, okay? And I'm gonna make a cut, and I think like this. It's pretty good, but not perfect. I want the camera to be a little bit higher, or maybe less zoom. Maybe we just have to do 60 over here. And maybe it has to be down a little bit like this. Okay. And again, you've all been wondering like, what are you doing? Well, the reason I do this is because I want to speed up the first footage, the first shots, because this is taking way too long, right? This is just too long. But instead of just throwing it away, what you can do is speed it up. And when you speed it up, it's a whole different ball game. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to nest it. So right now it's just one shot instead of two. And I'm going to speed it up. And I'm going to set it to 3200%. And let's see what's going to happen when we do that. And when you speed it up, the system cannot render this, cannot show this adequately anymore, because it's just too much data to process. So what you can do is you can render these frames so it will properly show. So you just press enter, and now it starts rendering all what it can render in the whole sequence. 15 videos. We don't want 15 videos. I just want the first one. So I'm rendering the first one, and when it's finished rendering the first one, I'm going to cancel it, and then it will show the speed up shot normally, and the rest I don't worry about so much. Yeah, it's done. Cancel it. Okay, and now you can see what is happening over here. Bam! You see that? You see that? Bam! I'm just in a second. That I am with rocket speed. I'm going to this church, and you can see that this bad transition that I had, it's not that big a problem anymore. It's like you hardly notice it. It has just become a small bump. And if this little bump is even too much for you, then you can still change that, and you can tweak it a little bit. But this is the effect that you have. And I have to say that I don't like where it's ending. I think in this shot the church is too high. I want it to be lower, and let me see if I can easily do that, because I have to do that on both sides. I have to put it more like this. Yeah, like that. That's funny. That's funny. And now we're gonna put the music there, and I think it's nice to put the bells. They start over here, exactly on this transient, like here, and then let's see what's happening. Bam. There's something not right. You see that? It's not good enough. I'm not going to do that now. You got to make this a little bit better. But you get the idea. And then we go to the next shot, and that is this one. But as I said, I liked the other one better with the movement of the waves. And I want a lot of waves in view, like this much. That's the end of my shot. So I'm gonna cut off a little bit of the front, and I want this shot to end right here, where we're gonna hear more bells, and that means it has to start here. And now we run a little bit short, but I don't have more footage over here. This is all I got. After this it became bad, but what I can do is I'm gonna use the stretch tool, the rate stretch tool X. So I'm just gonna push X, and I'm gonna do it like this, and now you can see that the speed is set to 80%. It has slowed down the footage a little bit, and now it perfectly fits in this area. And this is a common trick, and what you can do: first speed up, and then after that slow down, and that's very nice. Look at this. You see that? Because what happens is you get to see the whole picture. The hills, the village, the sea, the mountains on the back, all the buildings, everything. You know, that's what you see. And then it's going, whoa, 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 whoa. It draws all the attention towards the church. And then this bell even adds up to it. You know, it's like, bang, this is what it's about, guys. You see what a funny effect that is. And again, you have to tweak it a little bit so it looks even more smooth, but this is the effect. And how you get this, by speeding up, zooming in on the subject. You can do that because you shot in 4K, and then slowing down a little bit or more on this subject, and it will be like this is what it's going about. So right from the start in this video, we tell the viewer like, hey, look what a nice surrounding, and this is about the church in Candelaria. And then this is funny too, you know, a completely different shot, top down. It's very sudden that you have a position like this, but with the waves it's moving very nice. And like this you go on, you move on, you go to the next clip, the next clip, and you can see what is working, what is not working, what's important and what's nice if you edit on the rhythm of the music. But also in the beginning it's one bell, and then more bells, and then a lot, so it becomes more intense. So it's nice if you can make the footage in such a way that it adds to that, so that the music and the editing is like working together. And that's a lot better than just a nice song and a couple of shots. There's one more thing. So we got one long shot, we got 1, 2, 3 smaller shots, and then a long shot again. And to keep it simple, you can just say, I take a long shot, I can see if I can use this, and then I will take this one, or you just take this one. But I want to show you how you can basically use this worthless footage, which totally went wrong, how you can still make something of it. And let's just put these clips together like this, and I start from here, and let's see what's happening now. Okay. One thing that I want to do is I want to switch these two shots, because this one fits more with the previous ones, and now you get this. You see that? And the funny thing is that you might be able to make something of this. Like, you know, you see this movement, it's going down a little bit. I think that's a good shot like this. One thing is, you see that it's going down, it's getting lower. This one is going down too, you see that? But this one is not. I think this one has to be a little bit shorter. So this one is not going down, but as you remember, we can always zoom in. So if I toggle the animation on for this one and this one, and I go to the end of the shot, and I just zoom in, I don't know, like this, and maybe put it up a little bit so it keeps in view. What's gonna happen now? You see that? It looks like it's going down. It's not going down, but it does look like it. And because in this shot it's going down, and in this shot it's going down, and then you get this shot, it's going down too. And another thing is that these are very close together. This is up, it's down a little bit more, but the transition to this one is not so big. But what we can do, we can just zoom in a little bit. So let's say 52%, maybe a little bit more, 3% more, so like 53. And then this one is going to be 63. right? Put it up a little bit, and this one maybe put it up a little bit, and now we get this. You can see that it's going. I don't like the last frames of this shot, but we'll have to see how this is gonna work out with the music. You see that? Dick, 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 dick. Anyway, what the point of all this is that if you cut pieces out, it's totally acceptable. If you have jumps, bum, 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 it is acceptable, but you have to do it in a consequent and rhythmic way. And if you do it like that, then it is acceptable. And you can do this with footage like this. This is you know, this is a good shot. Same speed everywhere. It's too long. What you can do, you can speed it up, but then it turns like wheel, 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 and it drives the viewer crazy because it's too much. But you can also take a little shot like whoa, and then cut out 2 seconds, and then cut out 2 seconds again, and then stitch those together, and then you jump forward. It's totally acceptable, and like that you can make the whole clip shorter and still give the viewer everything that there is to see over there. But you can use this same trick over here with clips that were already cut, and if you stitch them together in the right way, you have the same effect. And like that, these were shots that basically were not very good and not very usable, but we can still make something of it. That's funny. Basically, this is what I wanted to show you. If you want to see the result of how this is going to look like with the footage from the church, I have a separate clip, and it's got everything in it. It's not like the world best video clip ever, but it's just an example like how you can do this and how the tips that I gave you, how that's going to look like in the final video clip. Well, alright, thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. Give me a thumbs up. You subscribe to my channel if you want to see more, and you can leave me any comments, and hopefully I can answer your questions and everything. See you next time.